Hi everyone, my name's Lisa, and I just wanted to take a few minutes and introduce myself and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. I was diagnosed about 6 months ago with fibromyalgia. It's something that I have suffered with for a long time. I haven't been able to figure out why my body did the things that it did, and finally they came and got it together and realized, hey, guess what? As most of fibromyalgia patients, it ends up with diagnosis after diagnosis after diagnosis, and then finally they're like, hey, maybe all this stuff compiled together could possibly be fibromyalgia. So here I am. I am a patient with fibromyalgia, and I struggle with a few different things in my life. One of the big things that fibromyalgia patients suffer with is their weight. You want to lose weight, but you definitely struggle with being able to function enough to, you can't really do an exercise regimen because it hurts. You do really good for 2 days and then all of a sudden you crash and then you can't find the motivation to get started again. It's kind of a vicious circle. Plus your body is fighting against you, and it is even more difficult to be able to lose that weight. So I became my own advocate when I got to the point in my diagnosis where they kept diagnosing me with this and that and the other thing and not actually pinpointing what was really wrong with me. I became my own advocate, and I made a complete list, top to bottom, started with my head all the way down to my toes, internal, external, all of it. Made a list of every single one of my symptoms, and I handed it to my doctor at my physical, and I said, this is what's going on with me. And she took one look at the list and she goes, okay, we need to reevaluate. I'm like, okay, great. So I started seeing a social worker. I call her my life coach. And one of the things that she told me that I should do is journal. And I've always, it's one of those things where you start to journal, you journal for a couple weeks, you're really good at it, and then all of a sudden you just peter off and you can't do it anymore. You don't have that motivation, or you forget about it. You tend to forget everything. So I started this journal, and the journal is something that I do at night. I do it, she told me to do it sometime where it was consistent every single night at the same time, or during the day. She said, do it, if you do it in the morning, do it in the morning. If you do it at night, do it at night. I journal my meals and my snacks. I'm not counting calories. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm just journaling. What did you have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks? I'm journaling how much water I drank. Again, not measuring it. Did I do good that day? Did I not do good that day? And then I'm journaling how I feel. Because if I need to find out what my triggers are, if I want to be able to get up and move. If I have an emotional trigger and I end up in bed for 2 days because of this emotional trigger, these are things I need to know. I need to know what my recovery methods were. Did I sleep? Did I get a massage? Did I have a hot bath? What did I do to be able to get through these particular symptoms? So I'm journaling that. The next thing I'm doing is trying to figure out my limits. Now, with fibromyalgia patients, everybody's limit is different. And everybody's limit is going to be different from day to day. So one day I might be feeling really good and I might be able to take on the world. And then, like I said, I'll spend 2 days in bed because I just can't function after that because I overdid it. So I need to get to that point where I'm actually not overdoing, but I'm able to push myself enough to function day to day. I started out I walk every day at work. Twice a day I take a 15-minute break and I walk. It's pretty close to a mile each time if I'm feeling okay. If I'm not, I don't walk. If it's too hot, that could be a trigger. If it's too cold, that could be a trigger. So certain things I have to be very careful of. But if I'm not walking, I need to do something else to be able to get up and function. So, long story short, my reason behind putting these videos together is because I got online. One of the things that my life coach was telling me to do is do stretches. All right, well, so I got online and there was not really a whole lot in the line of stretches for fibromyalgia patients. Exercises for fibromyalgia patients, things like that. There's very little out there. So I wanted to become one of those people who I want to help other people. I want to help people that are like me who don't want to spend their life in bed. I have 2 children. I am married. I have a horse and a dog and chickens, and I can't spend my life in bed. I'm also a full-time student at the moment, so full-time work, full-time student, full-time mom, full-time wife. It doesn't stop. I have to be able to get up and go whether I want to or not. And I know that there's a lot of people with fibro out there every single day who have to do the same thing. There's mornings where it's a really big struggle to just get out of bed. So on those days, when I get up and I get out of bed, I have to praise myself for being able to get up and get myself together. So I get up, I get in the shower, I let that hot water just hit me and relax as much as I can. Even though I'm just waking up, I still have to be able to get my muscles to relax, because even sleeping, they just knot right up. And I know I'm not alone on that. So once I'm able to get out of the shower, I go somewhere quiet and I spend just a few minutes and I stretch. I have to get my body working to be able to go through my day. If my muscles don't start firing, my day is shot, basically. And I've had to force myself to get through days like that after my muscles just don't want to work. So these stretches help. And then I go through my day. I journal. I write down what my stressors were. I write down what my activities were. And then I close the journal and I stretch again. I stop screen time about an hour before I go to bed. That has helped me with my sleep. The sleep is something else that's an issue for fibro patients. So stopping all screen time, TVs, computers, laptops, iPads, tablets, phones, everything. Read a book, journal, take a bath, whatever you need to do. So about 45 minutes to an hour before bed. And then just before bed, I will do my stretches again. They're a little bit different from, it's the same stretches, but it has a different effect. This time at night, it brings me down. It settles me in, and I can clear my mind. And then I've been finding myself drifting off to sleep easier. Sleep is still kind of an issue because it's just not comfortable to sleep ever. So baby steps. So this is going to be kind of a vlog, journal, but I'm also going to post my stretches. I will put a video together and I will label it and I will post it out there, and I want viewers to be able to watch this video. I want viewers to be able to do some stretches. I want fibromyalgia patients to be able to have something, to have a tool in front of them that can help them get through that day. Even if it's just watching me do the stretches, that's a step in the right direction. Being able to be your own advocate, being able to get yourself to the point where you want to make a change for yourself is a big step. I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a fitness person, obviously. I don't pretend to be any kind of a fitness professional. I am strictly a fibromyalgia patient who wants to help other fibromyalgia patients. So from one FibroWarrior to the next, I hope that you do enjoy my videos. I hope that you subscribe, and I will be posting my own personal updates every once in a while, let you know what's going on in my life, and I'll get those stretches posted. And eventually what I'd like to do once I'm physically able is I'd like to even get into doing some low impact exercises for fibro patients. I'm getting some of these exercises from my life coach. I'm getting them from somebody who is a certified fitness instructor. I have not found very much out there that is low impact for fibro. I found one that said it was low impact, but it ended up being pretty high impact, and I ended up in quite a lot of pain. So I want to come up with some things for people, just so it's out there, so they have a tool, so they have somewhere to go. So I don't have a fancy room. I don't have a fancy outfit. I'm right now in the basement trying to avoid the rest of my family, so I'm not interrupted. I might get interrupted, but this is life, and I want people to understand that I'm not perfect, and you don't have to be perfect, because you, just the way you are, doing what you're doing, by watching this video, by watching the stretches, by even thinking about doing the stretches, you are doing what you need to do, and that is perfect for you for that moment. So 2 thumbs up for you. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. Again, my name is Lisa, and I am a fibromyalgia patient. I guess you can't really see it. I'm not really good with these cameras either. See? Human. Strength. Purple for fibro. You gotta have strength. You gotta have strength every single day. Whether it is the strength to just get up and drink a glass of water and go back to bed, that's strength. You have to have strength to be able to own the fact that maybe you need to stay in bed for the day. That is strength. And you have to do that for yourself. And it's okay to do that for yourself. So let's get to it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the future.